making their first appearance in All-Star Wrestling. We'll go to the first one. A big man, totally a giant, a powerful man, a big figure from Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing 325 pounds, Bruiser Brody. His opponent from Mobile, Alabama, 226 pounds, Terry Latham. Terry Latham, Bruiser Brody. And I see right away on the far side is Colonel Buck Robley taking a jacket of Bruiser Brody. And this could possibly be the newest member of the Colonel's Army. I do not know exactly whether it is, but it would not surprise me. Nothing the Colonel does would surprise me. Bruiser Brody, a towering figure. He must be at least 6'6" tall, 325 pounds. Throws Latham across. Latham comes off hard, runs into the wall. Oh, look at Bruiser, just pick him up like a baby, high in the air. And Latham holds on to that grip and takes Brody off his feet. Bruiser Brody. I am totally sure that this is a name that will stick into the minds of wrestling fans for a long time. Look at the agility of that man. Jumping high in the air, fantastic. Bruiser Brody unloaded one on Latham, put him down hard. The elbow just pops on the back of the neck of Terry Latham. And Bruiser Brody taking complete control. Bruiser Brody again, hammers away. The kick to the jaw. Latham in trouble in the corner directly above me. All the way on the far side. That kicked again to the jaw. Oh no. On the far side, people are hollering about the possibility of body, and I do not know exactly what on, but Terry Latham is angry and he's battling back. Battling against a big, powerful Bruiser Brody. Latham in trouble. Brody throws him across the ring. Then catches him as he comes off. Look at that! Look at that! And the vicious body slam. Down goes Latham. Bruiser Brody looking out at him. Look out! Oh! Elbow right to the point of the throat. Latham now grabs a leg. He's going for, looks like the Boston Crab. It is the brutal Boston Crab. One of the most feared holds in wrestling. Latham forced to give up.
Time, but I would prefer a little calmness.
Pick me apart. I'm not going to yell at you, and I'm not going to yell at nobody looking at me. Pick me apart. You got something you want to know about me?
No, sir, it wasn't a particular situation of anything that I wanted to know about you. I think I know quite enough about you. We saw you in action last week here on television, and I think that certainly spoke for itself.
No. You know, I saw that film, too, that you're talking about. I made the darn thing. I know what was on the film. You know what was on the film. Obviously, the promotion here knows what was on the film. The only people that don't know what was on that film is you. You didn't get to see it. Why? Why was the film cut? Why doesn't everybody get the same opportunity you got and I got?
Well, first of all, sir, there was a certain amount of scrupulous editing that had to be done.
No.
Let's take a look at it. Let's go back and take a look at it again.
Put the film on. Put the film on.
All right, the introduction's being made at this time. You're being introduced at this point in time, and as I made mention at this time, here's a man, your opponent, 260 pounds, and yet you frankly dwarf him.
Let me tell you something. tell them the truth, why the film wasn't showed in its entirety. I want to ask everybody, I want to ask you just to stop and think. When is the last time, for some of you people that have been watching sports for a long time, do you remember Carmen Barcilio, the old boxer from New York? Do you remember how his career ended? Have you ever seen an eye, when it swells about the size of a beach ball? I mean, it's closed. There's no blood, there's nothing. It's closed. It's completely sealed. It's weeping from the side.
Well, see, Mr. Brody.
Let me tell you something. If you can see the film, they can see the film.
Well, we're watching it right now.
Didn't show the film. I know why the film wasn't shown to everybody. I told you I'm going to be completely honest with you and everybody that watches this show every week. The film was not shown for the simple reason nobody in the state of Georgia or anywhere else in the country would extend an invitation to me to come and get in the ring with them. For some reason, you got wrestling mixed up with the Follies Brigade around here. I never seen so many, and I mean so many, pretty young boys, blonde hair, pink underwear, or whatever they're wearing. Somewhere along the line, everybody here got the Follies Brigade mixed up with professional wrestling. Wrestling is not shooting your mouth off and dressing pretty in the ring. Wrestling is going in the ring and totally disabling the man any way you know how. If you're going to criticize me for doing what the sport is all about, well, then maybe they need to find new people to put in the ring with me, new people to do the announcing, and new people to do the promoting. Wrestling is a fight. It's not a game, it's a fight. And that's exactly what they didn't want to show you on that film. You understand, and I know they understand.
Well, may I just say this, Mr. Brody?
Made to Brody. Brody pounds on O'Connor. Oh, Brody hits Patera! Brody caught Patera right in the stomach when O'Connor sidestepped. There's the bell. The time limit is over. And now Brody and Patera stand toe-to-toe and argue about what happened at the end of that match. The official verdict is a draw. And Brody and Patera take long looks at one another. What's wrong with you, yells Patera at Brody. The match is a draw. Let's make it official and hear from Mickey.
With time running out, referee Eddie Smith declares the match a draw.
King Kong Brody has always been something of a loner in the wrestling business, and that's why really I was a bit surprised that you agreed to take part in this tag match today on Wrestling at the Chase.
Surprised? You act like everybody else around here surprised about nothing. Let me tell you something. I want to make my point real clear. It's always been the same. King Kong Brody is for one thing and one thing only, and that's himself. I don't need no help from Ken Patera. I don't need help from Dickie Murdoch. I don't need help from nobody. And if Sam Muchnick wants to keep forcing me into a tag match, I'm going to warn him, too, that sooner or later, something's going to happen that you ain't going to have no control over, Muchnick. And in the end, a lot of your top wrestlers are going to pay for it. I'm telling you and everybody else out there, I like being alone. I don't need friends, and I don't need nobody out there telling me what to do. And the next time I end up in a tag match, and anybody lays one single hand on me, they're going to pay for it. That goes for Patera, Murdoch, or anybody else. I want to be left alone, and I don't want no one else to get close to me at no time.
King Kong Brody. And from Paris, France, weighing 234 pounds, Pierre Bonnet. From Birmingham, Alabama, weighing 246 pounds, Randy Alls. Referee Joe Tangaro.
King Kong Brody is by himself against Randy Alls and Pierre Bonnet, and with us at ringside, a very special guest, Ted DiBiase. Ted, thanks for stopping by to visit with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, Larry.
Brody on his own. Alls and Bonnet can tag in and out of the ring at will. Brody quickly drops Alls with a leg lock. Right there's something that probably surprises a lot of people, Ted. They don't really give Brody credit for being a good wrestler.
man's an excellent wrestler, and he's a very well-conditioned athlete. A lot of people look at Brody and say, well, he's just a big, strong brute. But if you watch him close enough, he does a lot of wrestling. You don't see it very often because a lot of times he takes the place of the wrestling with just brute strength.
He has a lot of that. Flying there by Brody, then he clamps the head of Randy Alls. Now, Ted, you've been in the ring with Harley Race, the world heavyweight champion. You've been in the ring with King Kong Brody. How do you look at that match between Race and Brody? Any predictions or any outlooks on how it might go?
Well, I seriously believe that the match could go either way. King Kong Brody, a lot of people, by his attitude in the ring and everything, may not think that he's a very disciplined athlete, but you look at that body and how big and strong he is. He got that way by being very disciplined, very hard. It's the only way you could get to be that size. Now, the one thing I'd have to say that Harley Race has in his advantage is ring-wise. Harley Race, I would rank above King Kong Brody. He's a very intelligent wrestler, and that's how he's managed to keep the world title this long.
King Kong Brody, that one-arm body slam and then a hard kick to the back of Randy Alls. Brody forces Alls to the corner, pounds away with that forearm smash, grabs Alls' arm, pulls him out of that corner. Alls reversed the whip, and Brody is jammed. Oh, look at that. Well, Ted, right there, you're talking about quick thinking by Race. It was quick thinking by Brody.
It certainly was, Larry. You know, there's not too many men in professional wrestling that would go ahead and climb in the ring 1 against 2. And
That's for sure.
King Kong Brody's got to have quite a bit of confidence in his strength and his power and his ability to win, or he wouldn't climb in the ring with 2 professional athletes.
Alls with a hard smash to the midsection of Brody. Brody, though, handled the punch, came back with a double clout. Alls fighting back desperately. Randy Alls is a very good wrestler, Ted. He could give Brody a handful.
Yes, he can. He seems to be holding his own pretty good right now.
And then Brody gouges the eyes of Randy Alls. Boy, there's one trait that Brody and Race both share. They'll do anything to win.
That's right. When it gets right down to it, Larry, either man, when it comes to the winning, when they get in trouble, they're going to do everything that they possibly can. They're going to pull all the plugs, and they're going to try and win. And that's why I feel that this upcoming match that they're going to have is going to be one barn burner.
I think it really would be better referred to as a war than a match. It will be a war.
Absolutely, because you know Harley Race, I know from personal experience that this man will do anything to hang on to the world title. And I'd like to say right here, Larry, regardless of the winner of this upcoming world title match, I'm saying right here and now that I want the winner. I want another shot at that world title.
And of course, Ted DiBiase, we know that you're in demand all over the world now. Brody drops Bonet when Bonet tries a flying tackle. Ted, you've got so many offers from promoters everywhere. It's really a feather in Sam Muchnick's cap to get you back in St. Louis. Oh, look at that knee drop by Brody, crushing the chest of Pierre Bonet. What can you do when the man's up in the air like that and you're underneath?
Get out of the way. If you've got anything to get you out of the way, get out of the way.
If you're able to.
That's right.
It's going to be hard to after Brody's been pounding on you for a few minutes, so. Brody with a front face lock on Pierre Bonet. Of course, Ted, your earlier match with Harley Race, you pinned him once right here on Wrestling at the Chase, and then you suffered a throat injury against Race, caused the match to be stopped. And I know you had some problems after that, but you're back in obviously top condition now.
Well, that's right, Larry. I'm in probably the best condition that I've been in. Referring to that earlier match with Harley Race, a lot of people said it was an accident with my throat ulcer, but a lot of my friends that were there watching said that it wasn't an accident. So my attitude is going to be quite a bit different if and when I get another chance at Harley Race.
Brody takes a chunk out of the forehead of Pierre Bonet. Brody biting on Bonet. Bonet, though, was able to make a tag with Alls. Alls pounds away on Brody, and there's the danger for Brody. Bonet was in trouble, but Alls is fresh and going to work on Brody. Go for a slam, then goes in for a suplex, trying to get Brody up for the suplex, can't even get him off his feet. And all to the man who weighs 246 pounds, Brody with a hard kick.
That 300 pounds plus is a lot of weight to pick up over your head.
Something for Harley Race to think about. His favorite's the suplex.
It certainly is.
Will he be able to lift Brody? I wouldn't care to bet on that. Brody with a hard smash to the head. Alls gets over and tags Pierre Bonet. Talking about rebounding from an injury. One other injury you did suffer in your career was at the hands of Dick Murdoch, and I know you're looking forward to the chance to get a little revenge as Brody spins Bonet.
That's certainly
5 minutes have elapsed, 15 minutes left.
certainly true, Larry. As everybody knows, I did suffer a serious injury at the hands of Dick Murdoch, and
Brody with that flying knee drop makes the pin over Bonet. I'm sorry to interrupt, Dick. Go ahead.
And I do have an upcoming match with Dick Murdoch, and it certainly will be a chance. I haven't forgotten what happened that time. I'm a much better conditioned athlete, and I'm in a little better mental frame to meet Murdoch this time. again, Dick Murdoch can't be taken lightly. He's another one that's a top contender for that world title. So he's certainly a man not to be taken lightly.
King Kong Brody, the winner, as he crushed Pierre Bonet. He's beaten 2 opponents, and here's Mickey.